Oman in Jordan and speak to Ahmed Bayram, the Middle East spokesperson for the Norwegian Refugee Council. Ahmed, what's the latest from your colleagues who have either been to Gaza or in Gaza or in contact with people in Gaza?
Thanks for having me, Adnan. I think we do have around 30 colleagues in Gaza City who are now, on the verge of making that decision, which probably will change a lot in their life, whether that is to stay in Gaza City or make that treacherous trip down to southern Gaza. Of course, there are many elements that go into making a decision like that. One of them is, of course, how are you going to get there? Second, what are you going to take with you? And third, are you going to find anything or any place to stay in when you make that 30-kilometer trip, which, by the way, now costs anywhere between $1,500 to $2,000. Israel is giving people several ways to die as of now: to die of bombs, to die of starvation, or to die by being targeted on the way to safety. It's and the world is watching. The world that is about to assemble in New York is watching with ultimate helplessness at the moment.
On Tuesday, a family was following Israeli orders to leave Gaza City. Their vehicle was attacked and every single person inside was killed. And these people are following the Israeli military's orders. I mean, how long might it possibly take to get 750,000 people out of Gaza City with only two roads available to them? One's only available for 48 hours.
I can't even begin to describe how impossible this is, how mad a decision like this is, to tell an entire or half of the population to move into the same direction, giving them absolutely no choice and absolutely no options in terms of where they are landing. People have actually made that trip, Adnan, and they went back. They went straight back. They said, we'd rather die in Gaza City under the bombardment than die of starvation or sleep on the streets, because that's the reality. The reality is you can't cram an entire population into a tiny beach land that is not made for human life. Do you know? I mean, at the moment, there are areas in Gaza that, where people have half a square meter. Half a square meter means you can barely stand and have space for yourself. And at the same time, you are talking about around 100,000 people who have been displaced in the last month. That adds to more people. All of this happening, unfolding, a big distraction, actually, another Israeli tactic to distract us from the fact that there's famine spreading in Gaza. So yes, it's many choices that people are given to die in Gaza today.
Ahmed, what does the NRC know about the situation in Al-Mawasi? We know the Gaza's second biggest city, Khan Yunis, nearby Al-Mawasi, is pretty much destroyed. But what about this? As we've been saying, Israel is promoting Al-Mawasi as a place where Gazans will be safe and taken care of in terms of being given food, water, and shelter.
I mean, the answer to that is, can anybody imagine spending a night, sleeping a night or two, let alone a year on the beach? No one can do that. This area is a barren area. There's no aspects of life there. It used to be for the beach goers and then the life for kids to spend a couple of hours and leave. This is not a place where people can sustain human life, really. It needless to say that they are being forced into very dangerous conditions here. At the same time, I have to say that we have operated along the coastline. These areas are never safe. These areas have been bombed before. People have been killed in their sleep in Al-Mawasi. You have reported on that. I talked to you after one of the attacks in Al-Mawasi. This area is never safe and can never be promoted as such. In fact, there's not a single corner that is safe in Gaza City. Do you know what is safe for people now? Saying, we feel lucky that we are 900 meters away from the rocket. I mean, 900 meters, probably a 10-minute walk. this is as safe as it gets now in Gaza. It's impossible. And I talk to colleagues who tell us about the earth shaking underneath them every time there's a rocket. Some people say they hate the nights now because, you know, it's not just because of the rockets, it's because they fear that phone call that is going to tell them to leave now. And that is that is the life that everyone is living in Gaza today.
Ahmed Bayram from the NRC. Thank you, Ahmed.
Thank you.